Here's a video answer key for the practice quiz for our 4A and B, which is converting fractions between fractions, decimals, and percents. So this very first section is a section that we should have memorized. And so we're going to fill this out in this way. They give us the decimal 0.75, 75 hundredths, and we need to come up with the fraction and the percent. Well, I know that 7.75 looks like the amount of money is 75 cents, and I know that that's 3/4. And we are going to move our decimal point 2 places to the right, or multiply this by 100 to get the percent, because percents are always out of 100. So this is 75%. 7/10, this is, I have a decimal and I put the 7 in the tenths place, so that's 7/10. And then my percent would be, move the decimal point 2 places, that would be 70%. And you know that if you got a 7 out of 10 on a quiz, you'd be getting a 70%, not a 7%. 37.5, that 37.5, those 0.5s, those are always the eighths of the ones that we've memorized. And so we know that this is going to be 3 out of 8, because 37 is a pretty small percentage. If it were a larger percentage, I might think it's, maybe 6/8 or 7/8 or 8/8, but it's a small percentage. Also, we're going to do the reverse now. To change from a percent to a decimal, we're just going to move this decimal point 2 places to the left, so 0.375. 0.66% repeating, I know that that's got to be the thirds. The thirds are the ones that repeat. This is pretty high, so this is 2/3 instead of 1/3, so 2/3 there. And then we can write 67%, we can round it. We could write 66 2/3%. We could also write it that way. All right, 50%, move my decimal point 2 places to the left, 0.5. And then I know that 0.5 or 50% is a half. 50 cents out of a dollar is a half of a dollar. 0.8, decimal point 2 places to the right for 80%. There are some options here, but we could have 8/10, it could be 4/5. There are some other options, but those are a couple. 9 out of 9. Anytime you have a fraction that has the same numerator and denominator, we know that that's 100%. And 100% as a decimal, then, move that decimal point 2 places, is just the number 1. All right, tune into the next video for the next section.